It's raining today. Got an umbrella, come to my shop. Tired of sitting inside. Trying to figure out how I can help people learn the flint knap. I feel like I've failed in a lot of ways, not having the knowledge or the capabilities of trying to explain things. But I just picked up some rough stuff around here. This is some coral that I doubt is going to work. But you can see how grainy and the cracks in it. It's a very bad grade of coral. Coral is some of the finest working material out there if it's a good grade. I don't even think this is heat treated. That's a piece of quartz it looks like. And then I picked this piece of Georgetown up and got all kind of problems and cracks in it. And here's a piece of Buffalo River that swirls like this, got a high ridge, got cracks back here. And I don't know what this is, some kind of Texas rock. But anyway, we're gonna try to not make anything finished, not even good preforms today. I'm just gonna try to show you how to remove stuff that needs to be removed. And if we're looking, we got this gigantic ridge here, and we got a platform right here. But if you look, you can see daylight between that. See the daylight? So if you hit here, it's not gonna do any good. You don't have any daylight here. So what I would do is round this off and make me a little isolated platform. Just tipping straight down on it. I'm gonna grind it real good. I get where you can see here, but you can't see here. So anyway, I'm gonna try to remember to pull it in. It might not be heavy enough to remove it. I talked about that a lot. I finally swung hard enough to get it to remove it. Got most of it. Now I'm gonna hit down here where the overhang was. And I'm gonna bring it up. This is a very, very, very tough grade of coral. I don't even think it's heat treated. I've never hit coral that hard and it didn't break. I'm telling you. I found this out in my scrap pile. Okay. Now, we can come across here because it don't have a dip in it. Yeah, that's not even heat treated. See how that run across? That's the cracks I was talking about that was in it. I'm gonna go ahead and knock this piece off to the side, that crack. And use a heavy hammer because it's not heat treated. And show you what I'm fixing to do now. This is the cortex. I'm gonna chip this way and this way. So I'm gonna come on top because it's the chalk stuff down there. I'm trying to get it removed. I'm gonna explain to you in just a second. I'm gonna kind of draw it out so you know what I'm talking about. All that stuff's tough. Tough as woodpecker lips when it's not heat treated. Okay. Instead of hitting on this cortex here and hitting straight down, I come over here where it wasn't none. I hit this way, trying to break it off in places where then I could hit down. And that's what I was talking about coming back. I want to do this one a little better. Okay, now I got it. I'm gonna grind it. This is the last I'm gonna do to this rock. So we're gonna run this ridge right here. Put it right there. Get a little higher. Move up a little higher. By moving up higher, this is what I mean. I hit here, that's higher, and hit there, and that's higher. I just started gradually moving up it. It was thick enough, I didn't have to grind it or dull edge on it. That's how you start getting her down. I'm not gonna do no more of this. I'm gonna throw this over in the trash pile. I ain't gonna try to keep it. I don't know if I'm gonna fool with this one or not. It's the same stuff. I'm just gonna put it off to the side. Right now, let's look at this one. This rock has a fracture right here. It has a hinge here. It has a crack that comes around this way. It's got a ridge running this way. And this here is tilted. It's curled up like my finger. So it's not doing us no good. So might as well just go ahead and knock it straight off. Get rid of it. And when we did that, this is what it left. Nice ridge to hit right through here. So that 9 come up a little higher on it. Come up a little higher on it. Maybe one more time. Now, how did I do that without grinding it? I'm gonna show you right here. If I can get me one ready right here. Show you what I'm talking about. All right, I ground it the first time. And the reason why is because I'm hitting on this edge I'm making white. After I remove that, I hit up here. No need to grind, that's dull. And then I hit up here. So I'm slicing it like this. Rather than try to hit up here and take one big chunk out, I'm trying to move small ones at a time. You have to see how my flakes are running and see if I'm getting a good pattern. Look how pretty that pattern was. And I said, you know what, I don't even need to hit on that one no more. My problem is here. And if I look right here, this is my problem, and I got a ridge right here. So if I come over here and grind this little ridge and turn this joker this way, and make sure you see what I'm doing. And hit down like that, and only ground one time, and I hit twice. This is why I hit twice. I'm gonna explain it to you. The first blow was right here, and it was still grounded over here, and that was the second blow. So I didn't need to grind it again, because I didn't hit the same spot. Now I'm gonna come down on the end and hit where it's ground. Right there. Now that's pretty good on that one. Now let's look at this. We got a real thin flake area right here that I'm hitting down this way. Get it out. That looks a lot better. Look how it cleaned that up. Now we got a V-shaped pattern here. It comes downhill, downhill, and this has got like a notch in it. So I'm gonna trim all of this off this way and kind of get a base straightened out on this thing. And I'm hitting down like this right on the edges. And I'm gonna grind them. And this is something that works for me. It might not ever work for you, but I have good luck with it. I do not put any pressure on my rock when I'm hitting it on the end. I just lay it right there and just kind of keep it from sliding down. That's all. I'm not squeezing, I'm not putting any pressure. And look how that ran. And that didn't break. That's what you call an overshot. Roll all the way over. When I put pressure right there and hit on in, I'll snap them in the middle just about every time. Another thing I'm fixing to show you on this one while I'm thinking about it, if I'm working on the tip, like I'm gonna make a point on this one, I'm not gonna do any grinding because I'm not moving much metal. I have that tip up in there, and I kind of got my thumb back here just holding it in place. I don't put any pressure down on it at all. Because if I put pressure down, I'm gonna break that joker off. Now that's me. You might break it off anyway. You might not break it off if you put pressure on it. You might be hitting a different way and a different platform and a whole different angle than I use. Who knows? But you notice I've never ground it. Let me show you what we get this joker to look like. Now I just worked right on the tip. You can see how thin that is, but I didn't break it off. But I didn't come down here and hold it like this. When you see me holding them like this, I do that a lot. I really do. So I'm gonna show you what I'm doing and explain to you. It's not what you think I'm doing. I'm holding it because I need extreme accuracy. And I got my finger under there and I'm trying to skim the edge of my finger. I'm not pushing on it, I'm not putting any pressure, my finger's just sitting there. That's all it's doing. Look at that, what needle point I made. But I wasn't holding it and I wasn't putting pressure on it. I want to put that on the crap pile. Let's see what this is. This is interesting. I found this in my trash pile and I really don't know what it is. I'm gonna be honest with you. You know, I'm not real good. I used to be extremely good on identifying Florida and Georgia stuff years and years ago. But there's so much of that stuff being discovered and found in different varieties. I've never seen so many varieties of rock in my life and come out of Georgia and Florida. It's unbelievable. It can be agate, it can be jasper, it can be coral, it can just go on and on and on and on. And I just don't keep up with it. I got a friend, old Curtis Smith. I bet you could tell you that he keeps up with all of it. I just don't really care. I just don't keep up with it. But I didn't heat it. Somebody else might have did and gave it to me and it got in my scrap pile somewhere. This was outside on the ground in a big old pile of rock. So I don't know how it got there. But this is what we're looking at on this one. This side's pretty good. It's flat. This side has a lot of convexity to it. It has a good convexity curve right here like a turtle back. So I'm gonna hit right here on it. Remove that off. I'm gonna hit high up. What I meant by high up, I'm gonna try to save this piece. The very parts broke off where I hit. But you can see that's how up I hit. It's like hitting on top of this piece right here. See how up I hit on it? And same on that one. And look how shiny that is. That's a pretty piece of material. I'm gonna hang on to that and do another video on making something real thin out of it. This video is just trying to help you with problems. There's no problems alike just about. Flintknapping's sort of like a snowflake. I've had rocks I thought were absolutely perfect. I said I finally found the perfect rock. Get it real thin and there's some kind of shell fossil right in the middle of it. Or a hole in it. Always a problem. And that's what everybody likes about it. I really believe that people like Flintknapping all kind of have the same personalities. You might be crazy, some might not be, but you do have some traits of the same type of personality. And that is you like challenges, one of them. If somebody says it can't be done, you're going to do it or try your best to prove it can be done. And that had a major flaw in it. I was just fixing to set it up and that fell out to show you what I was going to do. I was going to take 2 blows off of it there, but that's okay. I'm gonna come up here and, like I'm saying, none of them's perfect. They all got problems. See how rounded this is? It kind of hit straight down because it's rounded. It broke where that crack was. Well, I'm gonna put that to the side. There's really not much more problems on it. As you can see, you get not much problem left. You get the arrowheads out of it. I don't know what this is. It's Texas. Until I break into it, I can't tell. It might be root beer or low-grade root beer. Might be something tough as woodpecker lips. Here's Perdinalis. Big old piece of Perdinalis. This used to be my major problem. I didn't like working solid slabs because of square edge. You gotta learn how to deal with them. Deal with a square edge. If you hit like this, best way is to kind of hold it down like that and hit. And then come over and somewhere in here, you hold it down like that. Hit the same way. Kind of pull this up a little bit. I don't grind because I'm hitting on top of everything. No need to grind, and your square edge is gone. Now, we can take this little billet, which is a lot smaller, and hit. It's not going to move the mass off if I hit the big one. None of the mass is going any further than this, because see how it dips down? When it dips down, that's the end of it right there. That's completely the end. Right in there where it dips down. So I could use either one, but I'm used to the big one right now, so I'm going to use it. Now then I'm going to come over here and run into this dip down here. See how that faded off where it dropped down? I'm going to set me a platform up all along this ridge right here, a continuous platform. Now I'm probably going to use this one because it'll do what I need for it to do, and it's going to save the wear and tear on that hollow bopper. Going to hit like this. And see how where it dipped down, it faded out right where it dipped down at. This one here, you can't hit on it because it goes like this. You can't hit in there. You come over here and hit on this tip of it right here and the tip of it here. Look at how it leveled it out. Now we can kind of chop down away from it like this. Pull it up. There we go. Okay, now let's study this joker. The main problem we got is this right here. It's real thin in here. But probably what I'm looking at is losing all of this in here. I'm probably looking at getting a point out of it. Yeah, my marker quit marking, doggone it. Anyway, losing all that in there. That's what I'm looking at. We'll hit down on the edges. Do a little zigzagging. Make me some platform. Okay, hit on this edge, hit on this edge. Hit on this edge, hit on this edge, hit on this edge. Now And what I got right here is the same principle that I had over here is coming down here. So this isn't gonna run far, but I want to run enough to feather out into where it drops down at, like this right here. Now I don't have to grind, but I already was picking it up. I'll come over here and hit right here, do the same thing. Now I'm gonna come on the top, hit this way. By doing that, it makes me a nice platform. I can use this little billet. I don't have to hit hard at all. I'm not gonna swing hard. I only want it to run right there. If I swing hard, it's gonna hinge down here. There you go. Straighten the edge up. Look how pretty that's looking. Still a little high. I think I might take just a dab more off. Right there. There we go. Look how pretty it turned out. Now watch this. Got a ridge here. If you notice, I just got my hand on that. I'm not putting any pressure down on it. I talked about that, I think 2 rocks back. Talking about trouble. All right, let's study this joker. This is a crack running in here, and it's a real low area that we're talking about. This crack comes right across here. So I think what I'm gonna try to do is come off of this point right here on this ridge first. We're gonna do that. Grind it. And follow that ridge. See how the flake follow that ridge? And come over one more because it's ground. And do that one. Now we're going to come back and look at it again. And what I'd like to do is start on this side. And see how far that crack is. We'll hit straight down like this. I'm hitting this way. Hitting kind of high up on the edge and moving it. See how fast I'm moving it back. I'm gonna be losing this out here anyway. It's not any good to me. I might as well use it to set up platform. So this time I'm gonna come into this and see what happens. I went into it like that. It hinged there, which is no problem. That's a hill. I can get that coming out that way. There's still chalk there. That's what I'm trying to find out how deep that chalk was. There's still chalk there. I got out of the chalk here. But as I go up towards the base of it up here, the chalk is running high. So let's try this. Let's try this next. Let's run one down through here. I'm not going to put any pressure on it. I'm going to knock the spew out of it. Chalk's still running, and look how far the chalk's going. And that's what I was showing when I was drawing this out earlier. We'll lose a lot of width because of this real caved in area that had all the limestone in it. I'm just chopping down. When I'm not talking and I'm doing this, I'm moving the edge that way and I'm raising it up. Just like a sewing machine. Choop, 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 choop. I grind this way, even help turn it down. Now, I'm going to put right here, I'm going to use this big one right now. And I'm going to hit into it as much as I can. I'll show you where I messed up on that. Let me finish my run here. See all them hinges there? I had a good platform set up. This is where the mistake went wrong. I hit into it like this. It did exactly what I wanted to. So then, and this is where the mistake happened, I moved over here to hit here, but I hit back there. And when I did, it's so thin, it just crushed it. I moved over a little bit, and I still didn't get away from it. I crushed it again. I didn't get away from it like that. See that? And that's what caused that mess. That mess is because I can't hit what I aim at. I'll tell y'all a funny story. No way I could use the name on it, but it's funny. One of the kindest hearted women I know of in Natchez or anywhere started a program, and I really don't know what she called it. New Beginnings was the name of it. She bought this big old house, had so many bedrooms, it was unbelievable. And she was taking women in that had addiction issues, and they got out of rehab, and they trying to get started and get back over their feet. And I don't think it cost her one thing to live there. And she was feeding them. And the government might have been paying some of it. I don't think they were, but I had no idea. It really don't matter. But anyway, and they would have Bible study every day. And she had about 10 or 12 of them in there. And one of them was a young girl, young enough to be my daughter. And she was really doing good. I mean, her life was changing. I was so proud of her. And I got to know her for about 3 years before she moved away. But anyway, I just liked what the woman was doing. And she'd asked me to come talk to her before, and I did. And so once a week, it's not that expensive. I don't have money. I'd go buy a dozen donuts, whatever how many it took for them, and I'd get there about 8 in the morning with a dozen donuts. And they knew I was coming. They were there, they got security and all that kind of stuff, and they'd unlock the doors, and I'd drop the donuts off, and they appreciated it. Man, you wouldn't believe how much they appreciated stuff like that. And so I got to making crosses, and I'm making crosses out of fiber optic, and when I lost my strength from my rheumatoid arthritis, so I can't pressure flake no more, this is what I was making crosses out of. And I made about, I think it's 10 of them there. I made about 10 crosses, and drilled holes in them, got chains for them, made necklaces and gave them to them. And I want to promise you, 2 of them cried. They said they never had anybody to give me anything like that before. And they cherish those crosses. And one lady broke hers. The chain broke, and she didn't know it, and she's getting in the car, and she stepped on it, on the concrete, and broke it. And the woman that started the house, that owned it and was running it, told me, Miss So-and-so had been crying for like an hour because she broke her cross, stepped on it, so I made her another one. And you thought I would have gave her the end of the world. I mean, that woman was so excited getting another cross. But this is what's funny, and I'm going to try to tell it to be as clean as I can with it. And I hope you'll understand this the way I try to tell it. But it was too funny not to tell. The young girl that was younger than my daughter, that was doing so well, she had messed her teeth up on drugs. And she's trying to get them fixed. This one would even help them get their teeth fixed and all. Help them get made up again where they look decent. And I apologize. I hadn't told you what I'm doing. So I got this on my mind, and I'm trying to think of the story, and I'm just working along here, and I quit explaining this. So I'm gonna do it one more time. I'm gonna take one off right here. I can and call that one quit. Okay, I'm gonna finish the story. I'm gonna look while I'm talking, see if I find something else we knock around on. So anyway, she's trying to get her teeth fixed. And I got there that morning about 8:30. And the lady that's running the house asked her, she says, I just say, Sue. I said, Sue, did you find out about your dental appointment? And she said, no, ma'am. And it was always, no, ma'am, yes, sir. And she said, no, ma'am, they're supposed to call me back. Well, I don't understand all this help these people get from the government and government assistance and stuff like that, but she must have been on something pretty good because she wasn't that old. But whatever it was, they paid for her to get her teeth fixed. They were paying for a lot of it. If it was an emergency thing, like something that's necessary to be done, they paid for it, I know that. So I looked at her and I said, you gotta get you some teeth fixed. She said, yes, I gotta get one pulled. She said, it's been infected and I've been on antibiotics, it's abscessed, and they're supposed to call me today and I gotta get it pulled. Well, these women don't have any transportation. They carry them everywhere they go. They're not allowed to drive. And they have a man there that kind of chauffeurs them around, takes them where they need to go. So I'm getting ready to leave, and the lady's telling me something that runs it was pretty important. I don't remember what it was. And she said, wait a minute, John. She said, phone ring, let me catch the phone. So she got on the phone and she got off of it. And this was too good here to not to explain, so I was going to stop. So she got off the phone and she told her, she said, Sue, I don't remember what his name was, Sue, you got to be there at 12:30. Okay. But Barry, the guy that carries you everywhere, has got his wife in the hospital in Baton Rouge, and we don't have a ride. And I'm going to do everywhere in the world to see if I can find you a ride, but if I can't find you a ride, I can't find you a ride. Well, I thought she was talking about the local dentist here in town. We have like a dozen of them. And I said, well, Foot, I'll take her. And she said, you don't mind? I said, no, ma'am, I ain't got nothing to do. I said, I'll be glad to take her. And she said, oh, man, that would be so nice, Mr. John. And I said, all right. I said, what time you got to be there? And she told me. And I said, okay, who you going to? And I started naming the dentist. And she said, oh, no, this one's over at Sicily Island, I think's the name of the town. It's by Lake Bruin. It's almost 2 hours away in Louisiana. And I said, my gosh. I said, why would you go see a dentist over there when there's dentist right here within a quarter of a mile of you? And she said, well, I don't have no choice. I have to go to who the government sends me to. And that's where they're sending me because I live in Louisiana. Now, this place is in Mississippi. But 2 miles is the river from where this house is. The city's across the river in Louisiana. A lot of those women in it were from Louisiana. A lot of them were in it from Mississippi. And I said, okay. I said, well, I need to go home, man, and get some things done real quick. And I said, get me a bite to eat. And I said, I'll pick you up. And I figured what time I told her I'd pick her up. So anyway, I talk too much detail in stores, so I'm just going to cut it all out. We went to the dentist. Almost a 2-hour drive. A little rural town right by Lake Bruin. Go in there, and she wasn't in there an hour. She come out, wadding all in her mouth and everything. I said, you get it pulled? Uh-huh. And we get in this car I got, and it's wore out. Windows won't roll down in it. The air conditioner don't halfway work. Tires about to blow out. And I'm headed back home. There's nothing but farmland. Cotton fields everywhere you look. No trees or nothing. And she said, Mr. John, I gotta do something. And what she said wasn't what I thought she said. I thought she said go to the bathroom and do the major thing. And I said, oh my gosh, Des. I said, it's not in, we 40 minutes to the next town service station. And I said, there's not any trees or anything out here. And she said, Mr. John, you need to stop. I got it. And she said it again. I said, holy smoke. I said, what am I going to do? I'm thinking to myself, man, I can't believe this happened. I said, I wonder if I got any toilet paper. No, I ain't got no toilet paper. Man, what am I going to do? And I said, well, let's just wait. She said, Mr. John, I got it again. You got to stop. And so I said, okay. So I pull off the side of the road, stop. She opens the door and she spits. Blood stuck on everywhere. I said, what? I said, spit. I said, you know what I thought you said? You had your mouth full of blood. Your nut, all this is numb in your face. I didn't think it was spit. I said, I was looking for toilet paper. And she got to laughing, and we laughed all the way back. I had never laughed so hard in my life. But anyway, I thought that would be a good one to share. I hope I didn't embarrass y'all with it, but it just popped in my mind thinking about problems with these rocks. But this is a good one here. This is a piece of buffalo, and it's got all kind of problems. I'm gonna quit on this one. Got a hole right here, a cave in. We come across this side and thin it there, and this side and thin it there. So I'm gonna take my little bopper, thin it there. There we go. It had a big crack in it there, but it held. And I think it'll hold all the way. And now what I'm gonna do is try to take this top out. And I'm gonna promise you something, for years I would have broke this. There's no way I'd have got this out without breaking it. So see how deep that runs into there? But I'd always hold it like this. If you just let it sit in your hand and lightly tap into it, it'll come out. At least it does for me. I'm on some medication, and I don't like being on medication. I'm on so much medication, it's unreal. I need to count it. I know I'm taking over 18 pills a day, morning and night, total 18. Young guys don't like to hear old people talk about their medicine, but gives us something to talk about. We ain't got nothing else to talk about. Ain't talk about girlfriends or nothing like that, or hunting. Then get too old to go hunting, fishing. But I don't like taking medicine. It keeps us alive. Some of it don't. Some of it will kill you, but depends on side effects, stuff like that. But I'm on this new medication, and it seems to be working for me. And I told some people about it. I said, if you don't do nothing without contacting your doctor, they're going to jump on it right away. But it's really not, you don't need a prescription, it's a plant. It's actually a tree that grows over in areas like Africa, where it's real hot, real dry conditions. And I've talked about it on here before. The name of it is moringa, and it's M like in monkey, and O, M-O, and then it's like you ring a bell, R-I-N-G, M-O-R-I-N-G, and the last letter is A. And it's for inflammation. If you have any kind of inflammation, arthritis, autoimmune syndrome, anything like that, it's one of the best things you can take for inflammation. So they claim. And I'm beginning to believe them, because that's why I'm out here working. I'm not taking anything for my arthritis right now. I'm not on any medication for any of that. I'm seeing my rheumatologist. I talk about this all the time. Tomorrow at 11:30, and she's talking about starting an infusion on me. First week I saw her, she didn't do one thing but talk and took blood work. Now she got my blood work back and all this. She said, I think we need to put you on an infusion. I said, okay, if your insurance pays for it. I don't know if they're going to pay for it. I know when they get there tomorrow. It's really expensive. If they're not paying for it, I'm not doing it. I can't do it. Ain't no way I could afford it. I mean, it'd be impossible for me to do it. But I don't want to do it, even if they pay for it. I'm tired of putting chemicals in my body. And this stuff has no, as far as I know, and this is why I'm telling you this, because you heard it on my video before, that's done. It has no side effects that I can find of any kind. Maybe if you mix it with medicine, you better be careful. But I asked my doctor about it, my regular doctor, and I asked him about it. He said, I don't care if you try it. You should give it a shot. Well, I've been on it 6 weeks. I worked 8 hours yesterday down here. I've been down here 3 hours today. I'm feeling good. I don't know. Might be a placebo. Who knows? But anyway, when I go see the rheumatologist tomorrow, and she said, we're going to start you on infusion, I said, I'm going to ask you something. And I told her I was taking it. She just rolled her eyes at me. That's all she did. I said, if I'm feeling this good, I'm getting my strength back. I said, that's the main thing. I'm starting to get my strength back. I'm getting stronger. I said, why should I be taking this if it's not necessary? You tell me. I trust you. You the doctor. You tell me. And I'm going to listen to her, and I'm going to try to use wisdom, and I'm going to pray about it. But if she can't give me a good explanation, I don't think I'm going to do it. Now, if I get sick like I was back in January and February and March, she ain't got to tell me nothing. If she tells me, look, you go out that cow pasture and every one of them round patties you see, you start eating as fast as you can, I'll be mowing that stuff down because that's how bad I was hurting. But I was weak too. I had no strength. So now that I'm not that way, and my strength is coming back and I'm not taking anything, I don't know. Maybe that's the way arthritis works. It comes and goes. I don't know, but these are questions I got asked. But so when I'm talking about, I can hit on the end and it don't break for me, but it might not work for you. Some things work for some people, some things don't work for others. Y'all have a blessed day.